Tapping on, we encountered an error. I don't know what that is. Go for it, we're live. And hello, everybody. This is, hello, Devinder. Hello, French. Thank you all for joining us today. My name's Jack Heslin. As some of you might know, some of you have been tagging in regularly. And can you lower that? So, hello, how are you? Okay, thank you for those of you who have been tuning in on a regular basis. We really do appreciate it. Just a brief review. My name is Jack Heslin and my company is J3D, as in J3Dservices.com on the web. I spent a couple of terrific years working over at MakerBot, and that was a great experience. And then this past few months I started my own business with 3D printers, 3D printing services, and 3D scanning. And for those of you who've been following this, retweeting these and not retweeting, this is a Periscope, who've been sharing this Periscope, and also then going to Twitter and sending it back out, following it and sharing it, we really do appreciate it. Hey, we're getting hearts. Thank you for the hearts. Okay, so today we're going to combine a little bit of a fun thing with an educational thing. And what that's about is, it goes back to last October when I gave a talk to a group of educators at the New Jersey Institute of Technology, which is a great school, by the way. And the talk was, we sent out invitations to educators all around New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, to talk about how the K-12 and a little bit of the higher ed institutions use 3D printing. And I had all these applications there, but I didn't really have any for the lower grades. And there's a woman at the NJIT named Tracy, real nice gal, and she explained about how she used to use baking, a cup of this, a half a cup of that, to help her kids understand fractions. And I said, really? Because at Thingiverse.com, if you type in fraction blocks, you will find all kinds of models, CAD files for helping kids learn fractions. And I wasn't quite sure that this was something that would really go over well. You know, would people who are educating third, fourth, fifth graders really find this to be a valuable use case? Well, boy, was I wrong, because yes, it is great. Thank you very much for that. Yes, it is great. What I learned is that there are educators who are always looking for new tools, new resources to help. Well, more hearts, thank you. We appreciate the hearts. Looking for new tools to help kids understand concepts at an early age might be a little bit abstract. So what is a fraction block? Well, let me say at the beginning give proper attribution here. These fraction blocks came from a CAD file on Thingiverse. If you search three-dimensional fraction blocks posted by, I don't know if it's J.R. Snyder or Junior Snyder, you will find these files. You could also just as easily go into Tinkercad, create a cube, create half a cube, create half of a cube for a quarter. I really recommend you look at that, because that's a great basic program for someone who's 7, 8, maybe even 10 years old to be able to get familiar with CAD, get familiar with how to create basic shapes, and then they can save those as STL files, and they print their own fraction blocks. It helps a child go through that whole process of the abstract concept to the concrete. So let's take a better look at fraction blocks. So this is simply the holder. These were all printed on a MakerBot replicator. This is translucent purple. And then you print a big old block. Really complicated, big old block. It's got a 1 on it. But what if you were trying to explain the concept of 1/2? Well, see, it's 1/2. So now you've got a fraction block of 1/2. And anyone in the 3rd, 4th, 5th grade could absolutely do these blocks in Tinkercad. And like I said, you can download them yourself, print them out. And from a half, you can go to a quarter. So now we're at a quarter. And we're hoping the kids understand that. And then from a quarter, we can get to an 1/8. Now, it just so happens that this particular file gets all the way down to 64ths. And I didn't print out 64 blocks, but I think you get the idea. This is one more example. in a growing mountain of examples of, hey, we're getting more hearts. Thank you. We appreciate the hearts. This is one more example of how 3D printing is an incredibly versatile tool. That same MakerBot replicator that gets used in companies that make jet engines and consumer products or automobiles is the same desktop 3D printer, as I said, in this case a MakerBot, that it could be used in a grammar school to help kids understand basic mathematical concepts, because they can design a simple CAD model, a block, half a block, a quarter of a block, print it out themselves, and then they get the concept out much more easily. So, as I said, I didn't quite think this would be a big deal back in October, but that nice woman Tracy at the NJIT said, Jack, it's a great use case, you should talk about it. I did, and it went over big. So please share these digests. There are people out there who find them very helpful. Let us know how you use 3D printing to enhance education. We'd love to talk about your story. And whatever your 3D printing needs, J3D is a resource for that, not just for printers, but printing, scanning, and I've talked to an awful lot of groups today about how this really versatile resource is helping companies and institutions in a whole variety of areas we couldn't have imagined as little as 5 years ago. So on that note, enjoy your weekend. My name's Jack Heslin, J3D, j3dservices.com on the web. Thanks very much for joining us, and we will talk to you. Oh, important point. We'll talk to you Monday from the Javits Center in New York at the 3D Printing Show, and we're really looking forward to that. Thanks very much, everyone. Bye-bye.